Welcome to your Astro Report. This is the Peace Dealer, and I hope you gain the utmost of quality from this report. In this report, of course, we are going to uncover the amazing quality of your zodiac chart. And thankfully, this will help reveal the extraordinary quality of your celestial spirit. With that being said, I'm actually glad to know that you are into fitness, because a lot of your archetype is actually directly geared for you to be not really just some fitness guru, but a leader when it comes to developing the discipline of passion needed to, take control of your life. And keep this in mind, especially if you're into personal training, that's your destiny actually, because everything that you are constitutes servicing this work directly to other people, referenced by all your Capricorn energy, which we will, of course, be referencing. Happy Saturn return, by the way. Definitely being a representative of the 91 soul group is an extraordinary honor and puts you in the class of winners and geniuses that will also, once again, be leaders of this new era and new world. Okay. Actually, we're going to be honest, North Node Capricorn, the 9192, is here to build the new world. So I'm 90, right? 89, 90. We're more so the vanguards, paving the way to open up awareness, or rather, let me say, to utilize the current system to usher in progressive reform. And then you guys take that progressive reform and create the new system. It's just literally your destiny. It's amazing. So once again, if you think about how the sixth house is lifestyle, routine, and in that vein, you can put in workouts. I just love to see people live out their truth and archetype, because it just makes sense, knowing that you're very passionate about being fit, to me, is quintessential sixth house Sagittarius. And I can totally, some of the people who it's very common to see that Aquarian energy too, very consistent and determined to really, put their all. I'm not going to say their all, but really put in decisive effort and focus into what they do. And the reason for that is this is a sign of strength. And that's really what I want to go into. But that fire energy, the first thing I'll say is, as a water sign rising, you are meant to work in vocations that give you freedom and passion. Any sign rising can do that, right? For example, I want to have a creative vocation where I can do what I love, but I don't have fire houses. I have air houses in my earth house. So yeah, even though I want to be, creative, I still have to work smart. There's still certain things that I have to do concerning being in a position to make my living. People with fire earth houses like you do, you're given free libel and ability to model and map your lifestyle based off of what it is you literally love to do. It's just, unfortunately, the system is rigged against you because they want to make us slaves. So the way things work, it kind of facilitates having to do everything the Earth way, working for a living. This chart literally shows you're not even meant to do that. You're not meant to work for a living. So like life could have been very difficult for you up until now, because now you're at a critical place where you're unlocking the full potential of your chart. You're in the Jupiter in the second house club. We get money. Okay, like every single one of us. I think some of the richest people have this. The Jupiter is expansion, second house is value. So like you're always going to attract abundance to you. I have this. It's more third, but it's second house to my son. So like, yeah, you may spend as much as you get, but like you get money. And even if it's not in fiat, fake paper currency, Leo is definitely going to represent the values that constitute courage, love, creativity. You're definitely someone who's able to manifest multimedia content in ways that are visual and in ways that engender inspiration for mankind, literally, because it's opposite of grace. So yeah, I just kind of want to establish that first. You're unlocking the ability to actually, free yourself from the systematic jail that is this world. And thankfully, the shadow of the system is being filled with light. So you and I are blessed in that we are going to enter an age where government structures around the world have integrity and have cleared away all the corruption that is really affecting us. And we're directly a part of that. It's going to happen because we put in work towards that too. So there's certain facets of your chart. And yes, if we take into account the very passionate nature of your earth houses, this definitively indicates that the lifestyle you're meant to live, or rather the lifestyle that will promote the greatest success, is a lifestyle that consists of doing everything you're passionate about. The day-to-day elements of your routine must involve elements of feeling invigorated and impassioned in order to fulfill the nature of your high priestess rising that imbues you with sincerity that denotes the holy nature of your character. I love when the AC is like at the beginning of a chart. It's so dope. And I see you got that seventh house cap. So the universe is going to send you agents. Like whenever you express your sincerity, the universe is going to send agents to you and fake people who may act like they're cool, but they're not cool, and you feel it too. But and what I mean by that is like acquaintances, frenemies. Yeah. The universe is going to attract open enemies and like frenemies to systematically, okay, so that means there's a bit of control and planning in this, to basically test, all right, how much you really believe what you believe, as well as put you in a position to really express what you say. And growing up the first 30 years of your life could have denoted expressing the sincerity of you and being met with opposition, almost as if like, God forbid, you're not fake. How dare you be real? How dare you express your sincere feelings? And that sounds weird, right? But yeah, these are the weirdos you're dealing with. So really keep that in mind. It's very much so whenever you have Neptune opposite your AC, you're dealing with pathological projection. So the very things people project on you is actually what they are, because you arise these emotions within them, and an inability to control or have integrity is going to cause them to just project it at you because they weak. So this is very important because especially someone with you as a strong spirit, Aquarius especially Aquariuses that square Pluto, like you do, your strength triggers people. Like just you being, like just you existing. Okay. I mean, if we even go down to your race and genetics, certain people can literally like just look at you and any inner prejudice they have, that type of thing. Something that happens to everybody, but you're going to force this more just by being you. And now there's actually a trickster, mischievous element of you that does this on purpose because you're aware of it. And also purposefully does this so that it could be arisen and dealt with. And this is the responsibility of your 7th house Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, which is 0 degrees, 30 degrees Cap, 0 degrees Aqua. Very, 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 very amazing Saturn position, by the way, because it sets your 8th house. And the genius element of your ability, to harness this energy is what's going to enable you to fulfill your true purpose, which is dope. True purpose can actually be indicated as Saturn in Aquarius. Aquarius is true. Saturn is purpose. Okay. And concerning your true purpose, this is definitely going to denote that you're here to transform individuals. Absolutely pertaining to the knowledge that people subscribe to, and also being in a position to utilize cosmic forces and cosmic knowledge to deal with other people. The 8th house is other people's resources. So you're very much so aware of, you know, the knowledge other people have, which is important because you have Saturn here. So you also have authority. What does this mean? Saturn in Aquas who are Aquariuses, y'all know your shit. And this is important because I've seen Saturn in Aquas, especially with Uranus, Squareness, and Taurus. Notable examples, Young Pharaoh, Dr. Shiva, like people who have established themselves with merited work that should not be debated. This isn't like Saturn in Aries. This isn't Saturn in Virgo. Very amazing Saturns, by the way, but it's not even touching Saturn in Aqua. Saturn in Aqua is absolute. It's knowledge that takes nearly your whole life to really, you know, gain an attainment. Saturn is an attainment. Okay. If you want to think of Saturn as like your license, all right. A police officer needs a badge. That badge is Saturn. That badge grants them authority to basically enter your crib and shoot you because they got a warrant and then get away with your murder. Right. Saturn can hook you up with so much stuff. So you having this in Aquarius is what actually gives you authority to know what you know. So here is a really great shortcut. When you say what you know, not what you think, not what you believe, and people do this to Aquarians so much it pisses me off. Not what you think, not what you believe, not what you feel. When you express what you know, okay, and anybody like debates it, you don't even have to argue. Like once you argue, you're now lowering yourself. And if we're honest here, as an Aquarius sun, that is the spirit of a celestial queen. You carry the vibration of amazing knowledge, or creator class knowledge, or creative knowledge, or alchemic knowledge, if we use Sag Moon as alchemic. Sagittarius is the creator, so you have the soul of the creator and the spirit of the cosmic overlord, or, you know, the spirit of the cosmos, or we don't even have to take it that abstract. You represent the primordial essence of fire knowledge. So you're amazing to talk to. Prominent figures with this off the top of my head are the late XXXTentacion and the battle rapper Daylight. Super hilarious, but also super talented. The reason why this energy is so amazing is you're infusing by the way, like this combo is legit. Like, y'all have the supernatural ability to see knowledge, and it's your receptivity to meaning that allows you to do so. Your receptivity with the moon in the 6th makes you naturally receptive to the behaviors of others. It's not like the sun here, but you see it in different ways that really help you notice patterns in what is shown in people's behaviors. In fact, that's actually what you show other people too. But with your sun in the 8th house, this is what allows you, if we take into account that the 8th house in astrology are other people's resources. The reason why you get money, and I mean generally, the reason why anyone gets money is because of what they do to fulfill their 2nd house. You paid me money so that I can talk about your chart. We know communication is Gemini, right? Because Aquarius is fixed air. That's more written words on paper, but it could also be communication too. It's knowledge. Well, how is knowledge disseminated? Communication. Like, how can I, if I wanted to take the knowledge in my head and share it with someone else, I have to communicate it, whether I write it or whatnot. That's Gemini. So you paid me so that I can 2nd house Gemini, can manifest truth for you. Well, you manifest Leo. It's at a higher level. Leo, this is a stronger 2nd house than I have. So like, anything that you do from the heart not only makes you money, but it gets you value. And I don't even want to say money, because like, when you have like 2nd houses that are not in Earth, money is really going to be more Taurus, Virgo. You still get money, right? Because you can convert that value to money, but it's like, it's way beyond that. Whenever you're able to really inspire people with that too, things just go really great for you. So the thing here though is, that's what you receive. The 2nd house is your own possession. It's yours. But the 8th house, in order to get the 2nd house, someone needs to trust you. This is why the 8th house is trust. So someone has to trust you, just like you trusted me with not only your money, but also your time of birth, your date of birth, and your name. You had to trust me with this so that I can fulfill my service to you. And this is what makes you dangerous and lethal. Because as intimidating as people may be of you, you within 5 minutes can gain anybody's trust. This doesn't mean that they still won't be somewhat skeptical or distrustful of you, but it's definitely going to indicate at some very super strong level your ability and willingness to apply your genius knowledge in order to intimately connect with people. And the sun here makes you very aware of this process. And so because of the genius nature of your ability to process knowledge at this level, it's too easy for people to just give you intimate secret knowledge. 8th house Aquarius is secret knowledge, specialized knowledge, if we now take in the quality of Cancer. And this also allows you to really tap into hidden parts of a person's psyche. What does this mean? Because Saturn is here, you're now actually an authority when it comes to dealing with others knowledgeably. And I'm going to keep it a little bit vague like that because it can apply a lot. And why is this important? You just completed a 30-year cycle. Coming into 2021, Jupiter is going to pimp your ish. And like, you're going to do everything that you've just mastered better. It's a 30-year cycle towards really establishing that. More so, taking your talents to the world. And when people want to talk to you about what you clearly know, you don't even have to argue with them, because you don't argue with fools. You a queen. Your spirit is literally in deep space. You communicating with aliens. You're only here on this planet to use human beings as a vessel to communicate with higher forces. And people think that you're having conversations with them. They don't even know you're using their flesh suit to talk to the spirits with them and the aliens. Some people think they're just their bodies. And when I say you use other people, You do use other people. That's the whole basis of 7th house Capricorn. Some people say, use things, not people. That's bullshit. People are meant to be used. Okay. If you're able to use me in effective ways, I'll let you use me. I'm not too arrogant to be used. It's about not being selfish in the way you use people. So I get the quote, but like even science doesn't support that. Like this is how you connect with people. And I don't mean you use people in a manipulative way at all, but you utilize relationships in order to bring the greatest out of other people. And this brings me to one of the most fascinating parts of your chart, or rather, one of the most fascinating parts this brings me to one of the most fascinating aspects that I'm very excited to interpret, being Uranus and Neptune in the 7th, especially close to the DC, but in the 7th, it's literally the supernatural psychic ability to discern a person's character. So let's say I come into your auric field. And I don't even have to. You could be watching me on YouTube. But let's say I come into your auric field. Neptune and Uranus instantly is going to report to your Cancer rising, and you're going to register a feeling of what that person's character is. And we're talking about if you just met them. So they haven't even yet taken action. They haven't even yet taken action to really give you an idea of who they are. But before they do any of that, you already know. And you're aware of it. So you see. Okay. That's a superpower. That's supernatural. All right. And if you had Moon in Capricorn, you'd feel it even more directly. But you don't have to, because you have Sun in Aqua. So you already know. In fact, your feeling of this is more supplementary to your awareness, because you are a higher celestial order cosmic being. All right. If not existence. And that's really dope that your Moon and Sun make a quincunx to your rising, because this really fans out your chart for you to be more social of an individual. When individuals have energy in the right hemisphere of their chart, this is going to denote one who is extroverted, or at least one, that doesn't mean you're not introverted, but it's going to denote one that definitely isn't afraid to go out. Okay. And also be in a position to express yourself to other people. Seeing that they're also in collective zodiac signs means that you're very receptive and aware of the trends of the global populace. Okay. And as such, social media is your best friend. All these people who are like, oh, because life is about balance. But like, if you find that you spend a majority of your time online, you're supposed to. Yeah, that's actually the new wave anyway. I know there are people who feel like, because there's an extreme, there are people who spend their whole lives on the internet and they never go out, which is interesting. But like, it's people like you and me, especially because there's so much work that has to be done to like literally creating culture on these platforms and connecting with people all around the world. Like, this is actually, I just kind of want to say that in case a part of you may feel like you're on the internet too much. You're supposed to be on the internet even more. So I'm just gonna let you know that right now. Once again, a whole lot of how you deal with others is going to incorporate the knowledge that you transform within them and with them. And this is what leads us to your Mars, because you have a transcendent magical desire and an action ability. which also connects with your magical heart, which also triggers your magical soul, to the point where you not having Virgo, I also don't have Virgo, doesn't really impact the lack of analysis that goes into your discernment, because you already see sense and know. And so when we look at on the surface this clash, it has the potential to be really confusing, because your soul is very adventurous and very focused towards the life it's living. Your heart is very dreamy and really, really hooked on ideals that may incorporate various elements of fantasy. However, the way you take action is very logical, or at least geared towards being, because it's an immutable sign, being aligned with truth. And so once again, on paper, this is definitely going to speak of your heart wanting, Venus and Pisces wants that fantasy romance. And then Mars in Gemini is a sapiosexual. But then Moon in Sag, you know what I'm saying, wants that passionate, hot stuff. And so this is where you're able to actually connect all three and get the best of all worlds. But this has the potential to be a challenge if you don't necessarily balance this appropriately, as this is going to enhance your ability to perceive what you perceive with the transcendent quality of your Mars. Transcendent because it's in the 12th house. So the truth you take action off of is not really human truth. It's cosmic celestial truth, which is going to really sound weird to mortals down here. And it's interesting how the ruler of your 12th is in your 8th house, 5 degrees Mercury, and it makes a perfect trine to, of course, Mars. This 12th house energy is going to have you be misunderstood. A lot of actions you make, people will think are delusional. And they don't even know a fraction of what you know. So I think it's just hilarious how people can judge you like that. But your Cancer rising has such compassion because you know so deeply. You understand a lot of opposition against you is really just ignorance. And you're able to really apply that sincerity and understanding with your Chiron in the first. This lends to bullying and not being the most confident in your appearance, but then allowing you to own that and help others feel more confident in their own identity. Because, of course, you're able to focus a lot of this energy. We want to see the Cancer rising as the cardinal action to steer the direction of your sun and moon. So if we take into account the Sag moon and Aqua sun, the Sag moon gives you all seeing ability, and I won't say all seeing, but it does give you the ability to see the unseen in a very special way, because the moon, of course, is unconscious. And then your sun in Aqua gives you all-knowing potential. So you're the claircognizant celestial being that sees what they know. Some people know but don't see. Some people see but don't know. But you got the best of both worlds. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And because you have Jupiter opposite Mercury, your genius intellect is also matched with your heartfelt passion. So there's really nothing you can't do. Venus exalted here in the 9th is going to have you really teach divine beauty and unconditional love in relationships, but not in ways that make you a doormat. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. You're definitely geared to not only return, you're very much so like me. It takes 30 years for, because we have energy, in the area of the chart that develops after the 30s. Now that you're having your Saturn return, it's go time. You're going to be in a position where you can very realistically harness the upper limits of your superpowers that you've always known you had, But like it literally takes 30 years to unpack because it's that powerful, or rather strong. So you stay blessed as always. And until next time, peace.